Hello everyone, I'm Michael, your community manager, and I'm pleased to welcome you to our second DG Insider video. So over the past few months, we've been talking about DG's new, darker, and more brutal fantasy. We've talked about some of the gameplay changes that will be making their way into the second iteration of the game, and last week, we've introduced some of our new characters. In case you missed those videos and articles, you'll find the links in the description below. Now, in today's episode, we'll be talking about characters and gameplay elements with our design director, Matt Jackson. Hey Matt, how's it going?
I'm doing well. How about you?
I'm not too bad, man. Not too bad. So last week we published an article about our characters and introduced our very first scavenger, Fog. Today I'd like to ask you a couple of questions, character related and gameplay related. So we'll start off with the first one. In your opinion, what do you think the characters will bring to the table in the new iteration of Deathgarden?
We determined that we really want to make a real character. And what I say by that, I mean a character that has abilities that he or she only has, a character that has abilities that are locked to them and they're not available to other characters.
Right.
We've really created unique loadouts for both the scavengers and the hunters. Each character has unique perks, so you'll have to pick the character whose perks you like, but within that, there's a lot of choice about how you want to play that character.
Which we'll talk about later. So that's actually one of the concerns that we've seen, is that people are afraid that we're removing team play entirely. Is this the case?
Well, I would say completely not. There's a lot of team play. Now, one of the major changes, if we want to talk about team play, is it's more optional.
Right.
If you want to be a solo player, you want to be a lone wolf, that's you're much more able to do that in the new Deathgarden than in the old one.
Could you tell us a little bit more about Fog's abilities and how they might function in the garden, like the situations in which you might use Fog's smokescreen?
So Fog, like you said, has an ability called Smokescreen, which basically creates a cloud of smoke at its point of impact.
Okay.
If there are runners within the smoke cloud, the smoke screen, they are invisible to the hunter. And if they are revealed at that moment from a hunter ability or from a garden ability, which we'll talk about later, if they're within this cloud, their reveal will be turned off.
So basically, the smoke ability is all about breaking the line of sight.
Yes.
The hunter's line of sight, that is.
Yes, exactly.
Right.
Well, I think one of the major things that we changed with the characters is we created non-confrontational bow powers.
Right.
All of them are going to be based on something that I can do to help a teammate. So the Inquisitor is a powerful character. The Inquisitor uses, for his power, he has a turret.
Okay.
So this is similar to the turret that we had before. It's unique in the way that because of the gameplay changes, a lot of the turret's power has been heightened in some way. For example, Fog, with his smokescreen ability, even though players are not revealed when they're inside the fog, the turret can still see them.
So it's kind of like a heat-sensitive or a thermal turret, basically, right?
Exactly. So what we hope is that the hunter's going to feel a lot more powerful than they used to feel. There was a lot of Vambrace powers that the runners had, which could potentially make the hunter feel less powerful in the original version of the game. We've gotten rid of all of those, and there's very little that stops the hunter from doing what they want to do in this game.
Can you tell us a little bit more about what you guys are working on right now?
Really what we want to do is we want to create an experience which rewards team play, but doesn't force it. And so that's a major element of what we're working on right now. We're doing a lot of stuff with map control. And we really want the hunter to feel like it's their garden. Right. It's their playground, if you will. It's a playground for everybody, but it's, you know...
It's the garden.
It's the garden for the hunter, you know?
So
what are the things that the hunter can do to increase their map control and feel like they have power and they're powerful against these scavengers? So these are the types of things we're working on. We'll give more details at a later time, but that's what we're focusing on right now.
Cool. Well, thanks for watching, everyone. We hope you enjoyed the video. We'll have tons of new information for you guys in the next weeks to come, and so you can expect more DG Insiders and additional articles. So see you next time. Cheers.